Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to the channel. I am Stylosa, and this video is going to be funky as hell. This is a video I made in 2017 talking about what I wanted from BlizzCon. So what we're going to do is we're going to watch this back and we're going to see what the hell I wanted and see if any of this is actually in the game. Or we still need it, and it was 2 years ago.
I think there is a list, and obviously we need new heroes in the game. Now, in terms of what heroes we absolutely need a support hero.
Okay, we did need a support hero. We got Moira. So, yeah, I guess that was a correct prediction.
Can heal. Because right now we don't really have enough diversity in that, and of course we've got issues with Mercy at the moment, which is... you know, all of that stuff, and Anna's not very playable, and etc.
Okay, we did. This was in the middle of, like, Mercy was mega strong, and you had to play her. If you didn't play her, you would lose if the enemy team had a Mercy. That's where the whole Mercy Moth meta came in, because this was the rework period for Mercy, I believe, when they got rid of her res. And, oh, no, she may have still had a, you know what? Oh, no, this has got to be Mercy rework, surely, 2017. Yeah, it's Mercy rework, isn't it? No, because that was played in 2018 Overwatch League. I don't know. Mercy.
Etc. But we need a new support hero because we haven't got a new support hero since the first hero was introduced into this game. That was Anna after launch. So it would be nice to see something like that, or maybe even like a defense support hybrid or something like that, because I don't think we've seen a new defense hero anyway. So new hero, but I think that's...
We don't even have defense heroes anymore, but you guys know what I was talking about, right? Yeah, we got Moira anyway. So they kind of did do that. So we got that big tick there.
Kind of to be expected, right? They could possibly shock us and launch two heroes. If they did that, I'd be very, I'd be very happy, because it would be nice to have that level of sort of shake-up. Like, suddenly, bang, we've got, like, maybe Hammond, and then we get Maximilian.
Hammond? How would I know about Hammond? How would I know about Hammond in 2017? Horizon Lunar Colony got added, didn't it? And Specimen Hammond was... I probably made a speculation video on this. Because it was the monkey on the security cameras in the security room on the attacker spawn. And then we probably made some crazed, insane hero speculation. Hammond! Isn't that funny to think of Hammond? Oh, Hammond. Okay, well, double hero launch, yeah. I was asking for that in 2017. I'm asking for that again. In fact, I asked for that in the video that we put out last week, and we just were like, look, give us a double hero launch. Just maybe introduce a new faction, but this is kind of leaning into the whole, are we going to get like a PvE style expansion? Are we going to get Overwatch 2 or whatever? Yeah, like more than one hero would be like, whoa, would be pretty mad, to be honest. So yeah, interesting that I was asking for that in 2017
or something like that. We get these two new heroes that just come out of nowhere. Well, they don't come out of nowhere, but they just suddenly show up, and it's...
Did I say Maximilian as well? Doomfist Masquerade comic would have come out. Yeah, Blizz, you're killing me, man. You're killing me.
Like, wow, a double hero launch for Overwatch. I can't believe it. That would be very exciting to see. But then going on from that, we've also got potentially a new way to play the game. Now, this is what interests me. I'm hoping they announce new forms of competitive play. So we should be seeing things like competitive deathmatch. We know they can do this kind of...
They did do that, but they didn't do it at BlizzCon, but they did ultimately do that. Remember, because we're playing Deathmatch here, because Deathmatch was introduced in the middle of 2017, I think, because I remember it was during one of the World Cup, the Santa Monica group phase, because I was out in LA, and I remember, like, Overwatch updated, I was like, oh no, I've got to go and make a video, and I had to try and desperately make a video on my laptop. It was a bit scuffed. But yeah, that Deathmatch came out, but yeah, that's interesting. So I'm asking for competitive Deathmatch. We did get that, which was cool. But not at BlizzCon, but we got it later.
Stuff, because they've done it with Lucio Ball and other modes of competitive play. Yeah, maybe they start breaking down actual comp into, like, maybe, I don't know, a full team comp queue, so you need like a 6-man stack. Maybe they start introducing things like guild systems, which I think could...
Guild systems, yeah, this is something. Yeah. Go on, past Sty. Tell us about guild systems.
Be something we do get at this BlizzCon, because we need more social tools in this game. Because one of the reasons competitive is so toxic is you don't...
I know what I'm going to say here. I'm going to say the reason why it's so toxic is because you don't know who anybody is. Like, everybody's like a faceless character, and there's no like, oh, this guy's got this history and we know him because he's from this guild. It's just like we don't know who he is.
Don't know the players you're playing with unless you start getting sort of playing around the same rank all of the time. Then you will kind of notice players. You'll notice their name and think, oh, I remember that guy, and all of that stuff. So you might get to know, oh yeah, this guy's toxic or whatever. But there really is no connection with a community. Like, there's nothing more that I would like than to be able to set up like a unit lost Overwatch sort of outfit, guild, watch point, whatever you want to call it, which would just be...
This was in 2017. Come on, Blizz.
All of the community was in it, and it breaks you down by your SR, and then you can form teams together and go and play the game. I will always say this, the best time I had playing this game ever,
I always say this, don't I? It's an ESL competition.
Was when I played in one of the ESL competitions. These were open competitions.
Bore off.
Anybody could sign up. It didn't matter what your skill level was. And we had a team that varied from GM level players to platinum players. And it didn't matter. Right? It didn't matter. We got together and we played in that competition and we won. I think we got to the quarterfinals. No, I think we got to the semi-finals, actually, of that competition. And it was so awesome. That, to me, that just put Overwatch on my gaming sort of landscape forever. When I did that, I was like, this is so awesome. I've not had an experience like this since I raided in EverQuest or games like that. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Why I'm saying that is basically because it was like a group of players playing together, which is when Overwatch is the best, right? When everyone's got a role, everyone works together. You don't have to be the same skill level, but if you just work together, the game feels awesome. Of course, it was and never has really been like that in competitive ever.
I was like, this is so awesome. This is the way the game needs to be played. And I feel very sad that not a lot of people have had a chance to experience that.
I still do, past Sty. I still do.
Yes, I get people will get together and play in quick play and stuff like that. But in competitive, it's much more difficult. Also, as well, competitive, it has all kinds of issues. If you're grouping with like a 6-stack, it puts you against better individual players because there's not really going to be another 6-stack grouping of your same skill level. It'd be very difficult to match those together. So it causes loads of issues. And it makes me feel sad because I think the game needs something like that. So I would like to see some sort of guild system in the game or some sort of enhanced social features which would allow us to set up groups of players so we get to know each other and then we can start playing in tournaments. And even that's another thing, like having integrated tournaments into the game. So
yeah, that's a good idea, Steve, because StarCraft does it, so why can't I bet I'm gonna say that
StarCraft 2
you just know it. You just know it.
A game. And
well, I know it because it's me who made the video.
That has integrated tournaments. You can sign up for a tournament in the game and play in the tournament. That is so cool. Overwatch, if it had that, it would be a beautiful thing. It would be absolutely beautiful. So yeah, new hero, new ways to play the game. That's to be expected. Now the next thing is maps. Now obviously we'll probably get some sort of map teaser. We might even get a new map. The thing is, they've just released Junkertown, so I doubt they will give us a new map at BlizzCon.
So I'm wrong here because they did. They announced, well, they never gave us the map, but they announced Blizzard World, didn't they? Remember, with all of the tie-in skins, apart from the Reinhardt Crusader skin, because that was just like a Reinhardt Crusader skin. It wasn't from a different Blizzard franchise. And what else did we get actually? Moira. It was just that, wasn't it? It was Moira. More Overwatch League news. It would have been. Blizzard World announced and the skins. I think that was it for. Oh, and cinematic, right? What was the cinematic? It was Honor, wasn't it? It was the Reinhardt cinematic, I think. Because I remember Darren DePaul come out and he was like, candy, candy, and chucking candy everywhere. I think that was that.
What they might do is go, hey, we're working on these maps and show us a load of concept art. Because remember, they kind of try to up themselves every single year. So last year they showed us a bit of concept art and I think some screenshots for Oasis. This year they might show us it for 2 maps, or maybe they'll show us some new features. Maybe they've got some new movement mechanics or map mechanics or something like that, which is going on. Maybe a new bouncy platform somewhere. I don't know. They could show us something like that, so that could be quite cool.
Get stuff, Junkrat.
New permanent.
Also, I've got Scatter Arrow here, which is it's really messing with my mind watching this.
Game content. This is the biggie. I'm slapping my hands because this is what we need. We need new, just new stuff that's in the game permanently. Because one of the grueling things with the events is when they finish, you no longer have access to the event stuff. Now, I get this is the way Overwatch is monetizing itself, because it is, let's have your cake and eat it. Let's charge full price for the game, but then let's also run full microtransactions that are only cosmetic and don't alter the way the game's played. But the way we're going to tease people into actually buying this stuff is making it all time limited, so they actually have to go out and buy loot boxes if they want to try and get everything.
Okay, this is true, right? So what I'm asking for here is just leave the seasonal brawls just as a playable mode. But obviously they never did that because they want you to be like, oh no, it's Halloween starting, so I need to buy these skins again. Oh, it's limited availability. It creates a rush, and that's kind of what they do, right?
You guys know how this is by now. So that's obviously the reason why after an event finishes, they then, lock all the content, and you don't see the content again until, the next
Scatter arrows so dirty. I mean, I don't know, actually. Maybe storm arrows worse. It probably is. It is, isn't
Time
it?
the event rolls around. Now, what's good is we do know that they bring back the old event content because they did that with the Summer Game stuff.
Come on, Star, you're boring me now. Let's go.
And I fully expect the Halloween event, which should be the next event, to come back with all the Junkenstein's Revenge stuff and then have maybe a little bit of additional content on the side. If it is straight up the same experience as it was last year, it will be very disappointing for that event.
And of course, it basically was, right? I think, did they add like the limitless? No, they had limitless mode before, didn't they? I think it was the same, wasn't it? I'm pretty sure it was the same. They let you play different heroes, didn't they? Or you could play like unrestricted hero mode. I don't know. I think it was basically the same, right? It's always basically been the same. And we know this year's is going to be the same because Jeff's already told us. Of course, we'll find out tomorrow, we would imagine. Just new skins, same event.
Even if they just changed around the heroes, that would be...
Oh, but you'll be able to play it on Nintendo Switch, actually. So there you go.
That you could use in the mode. If it was still the same like actual arena, it would be quite disappointing. So I'm expecting them to up their game there.
No, they did. Past Sty, they didn't up their game. They did nothing. Like the only redeeming thing I can think of here is in 2017. This is when they began working on whatever the hell they're going to announce this year. Because why just keep giving us this? Like literally, they started giving us bare bones content. They've made all this new stuff, then stopped. And what were they doing? They have to have been working on something big, right? That's the only explanation I've got. That's it.
But the fact is we lose all of this content, so it's not permanent. So when you look at Overwatch as a game in terms of what actual content it has in the game right now for you as a new player coming into the game, you are missing out on like 50% of the content. Yes,
somebody noticed me.
50% might be a lot, but what I mean by that is you're missing out on a lot of cosmetics. You're missing out on a lot of event-specific stuff, like the brawls that you get with the events, and you're just missing out on like.
Also, what the hell is going on with my crosshair here? Why have I got it so it just disappears when I'm pulling Hanzo's bow back? What?
Experience in that event. So you come into the game right now, it's pretty much standard. You've got competitive, you've got all of the arcade stuff, you've got the custom game system, which honestly I don't think is used at all. Every time I've looked at the custom game system, it's very minimal in terms of servers people have set up, and it's kind of disappointing because that could have been something absolutely like insane. I mean,
so the thing with custom games back then is they were basically just used for scrims, like for pro training, basically. You could set your custom game up and you could change rules, couldn't you? You could change like ability cooldown times and stuff. But obviously now we've got the workshop. So yeah, they obviously were like, yeah, we're going to make the workshop, and then that kind of came in the future. So we kind of know the story with the workshop. So yeah, it's interesting though listening to this. It's very interesting.
They have changed the way this is displayed. It is now displayed as one of the play cards. It's not actually hidden in the arcade system as it was before. So it kind of does help with visibility. But yeah, anyway, let's go back to let's just recap actually what I've been over, because I don't want to start repeating myself, because I am getting...
Let's just recap. I don't want to start repeating myself. What am I talking about
quite
here?
Emotional here, because as you guys know, Overwatch it's
emotional.
Like, it's such a heavy part of like my life, and yeah, it's
I just said I'm getting emotional. I mean, I suppose I am actually. I suppose I was because what I'm asking for more stuff. Oh my god! If only I could have gone back and told Future Sty, should have made Fortnite videos.
Interesting to talk about this. So, all right, we've got a new hero. Yeah, I think we'll get that. New map. Possibly some sort of new map teaser. New permanent content. I hope we get this. New ways to play the game. Now, again, I hope we kind of get maybe sort of competitive deathmatch and various other ways of playing competitive. The big one I'm hoping for, though, is new community tools. Like, I'm hoping for this sort of fabled guild system. That would be awesome. I'd love to see that, because if that turns around and actually shows up, that would be one hell of a thing to behold, ladies and gentlemen. Now, onto some of my worries, and I think the biggest worry I've got for the...
Okay, we're on to my worry is, why did I fire my ulti over there, and what the hell was that?
Just the standard game is Overwatch League, because I know a lot of stuff is going on with Overwatch League, a lot of investment from Blizzard, a lot of shuffling around.
So interestingly, at this point, I wasn't involved with Spitfire at all. I knew teams were getting set up, but because I was... actually, I'll tell you guys, I was told about Overwatch League stuff. I mean, it was announced at BlizzCon the year before, but it was Nate Nanza actually spoke to me about it back at the World Cup thing in Santa Monica in 2017. And that's when we first started, like they were saying, hey, we're going to set these teams up. There's going to be one in London. Would you like to work with this team and all that stuff? So that's kind of where I was at. But at this point, nothing was set in stone. And it wasn't actually set in stone until after BlizzCon for me. So I'm still like in that space where I don't really know what's going to happen with Overwatch League, and I'm really worried. I'm pretty sure I'm about to be like really worried about Overwatch League, about it affecting the game, which you could argue has affected the game, right?
Staff and all kinds of stuff, which could possibly be resulting in, and actually shuffling around of focus from, let's say, maybe, you know, not as much focused on developing new content for the game, but more focused on maybe making the spectator system more interesting to you know, as a viewer to watch. All of this stuff, it kind of makes me wonder if Blizzard sometimes get a little bit confused. Like, you need to keep this game interesting for everybody. You can't just focus on one end of the game. You can't just be like, oh, this is our Overwatch League, it's going to be awesome.
So I'm hoping that this is what BlizzCon's about this year, where they say, look, we are focusing on people that enjoy PvE, not focusing on like, because right now you can just play competitive or mess about game modes. There isn't really any other substance, is there, in the game? Yeah, you could watch Overwatch League replay viewer if you're into that, but that's kind of all we've got. We get these seasonal events that are cool, but they're taken away after a few weeks. So it's annoying because your favorite one is only there for a bit, then it's gone, and it's like, okay, yeah.
It's the high end thing, and I know, you know, I totally understand. Overwatch League is going to be something I cannot wait to see. Like, I can't wait to see it. I love watching Overwatch esports, so to me that's awesome. The problem I've got is
I've been watching Apex at this point.
How did Blizzard expose this to just the general audience of the game? A lot of you guys watching this video, you know, you probably don't know much about Overwatch League, and that's not your fault. That's Blizzard's fault, because, well, nothing has really been said about the league. Yes, we are going to get some show matches which will happen towards the end of the year, and then obviously it kicks off. So then we are hoping that Blizzard will do a lot of promotion for just for Overwatch League to get people interested in it. This is what I'm also hoping they do at BlizzCon. I'm hoping that they announce how they're going to integrate this into the game. I think they will possibly show us the special esports items. Now, this is not like confidential information or anything. This is actually part of one of the documents which is available for the Overwatch League.
I think what I'm about to talk about is there's like there was a revenue share thing in a document, and from that you could sort of extrapolate that there's going to be items in the game. Of course, we know now it was skins, and you could earn credits through watching Overwatch League on Twitch and all that
kind of involvement thing. And basically what this says is there will be in-game items which will be, well, it doesn't say there'll be in-game items.
Yeah.
What it actually said is there'll be a revenue share of basically like items that are sold. So kind of what it's insinuating is there will be, like, let's say Cloud9 sprays in the game, yeah, and you'll be able to buy them, and a percentage of that money will go to the esports team.
Also, disclaimer: this is because I knew Cloud9 was the Spitfire London owner, so I'm like, oh, maybe a Cloud9 spray.
So that gives the esports team a bit of money.
Yeah, but that'd been cool as hell, though, right? I guess we got team sprays.
Also, it gives the casual player, you know, oh, what is this Cloud9 thing? Oh, it's the esports team. It gives them a bit of brand recognition, sort of inside the game. And obviously, this extends to all of the other, you know, teams that will be involved in this as well. So there are things that they are going to do, and I expect them to announce this at BlizzCon, because they did obviously announce Overwatch League last year. It was the big BlizzCon thing, the big hype thing, which, you know, for better or
well, I think Sombra was the big hype thing, you idiot, Sty, because you were the one streaming it there, you melon. Well, Overwatch League was pretty hype when they announced it, though.
For worse, did kind of cause a lot of issues for the pro scene of the game, because it took so long for Overwatch League to get to the point it's at now, where teams are starting to be put together, that it pretty much killed off the competitive scene. And by competitive, I just mean like the professional level competitive Overwatch, because it was quite an interesting scene. There were a lot of tournaments that were being run, and then suddenly Overwatch League, and then it was like, oh, should we actually run our tournament? Because we've got no idea what Overwatch League is doing. But yeah, guys, like, I am kind of going off topic here, but what do you guys think we need from BlizzCon to re-inject some life back into Overwatch? It's obviously a brilliant game. I just feel like it is a little bit stagnating at the moment. It feels like the last event was kind of nowhere near the level of the other events. Yeah, you know, in terms of...
All right, let's send the video there, because I think that's a bombshell. Like, this was 2017, and I'm talking about the game stagnating. You got to think this is the period of time where, I know Fortnite, it's not Overwatch, right? But Fortnite, this is late 2007. No, yeah, this would be surely this is going to be, you know, a few weeks before BlizzCon. I would have made this video, so it's getting towards November. This is when Fortnite started to become pretty popular, like late 2017 and through 2018. But obviously their update schedule was really quick. Right, every week they'd spam out an update. Overwatch didn't, and we have gone from that point up until now, which is essentially 2 years, with the same update cadence, like the speed of updates. And yeah, so this is actually kind of sad when we're talking about stagnation, and we're now 2 years later. But of course, the cherry on the top of the cake here could be actually at BlizzCon, everything changes and we get a load of announcements. But I thought it'd be cool to do this, guys. I've really enjoyed making this video. I don't know what this is going to look like when I stick it onto YouTube, because it's a bit of a weird one. It's like me watching an old video back and just like commenting on like, it's like he's so innocent back then. Stylosa. He was this guy who was loving the game. He was getting emotional. He's anything like the sky's the limit. And then he's like, I don't know. Let me know what you think about this in the comments below, guys. I'm Stylosa. This is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, like the video. Remember, you can subscribe to the channel, click the bell, and when you click the bell, well, no, click the sub, then click the bell, because the bell will alert you when all the videos go live. And I'll catch you on the next one. Toodaloo.